So today we will continue further as we were discussing that genetic algorithm they are derived from natural evolution process uh, from Charles Darwin, and we have seen that in genetic algorithms we have used the concept of genetic evolution. That's what it takes place in nature. So basically we have converted that in the form of algorithm, and there are three major steps that we saw, that in genetic algorithm we define population. So we have what we call that as initial population, or in algorithm we call that as solution. And then to perform selection, crossover and mutation, you will have to use some technique by which you will be able to find out how good that solution is. So we say that that is a fitness function. So we define a fitness function. This fitness function is applied on the solution, and that returns the value, and that tells you how good that solution is. Then we perform three steps, that is crossover. Before that we perform selection with fitness function, and then we perform mutation. Okay, so these three steps we repeat, we iterate them, that generates a new solution or solutions. Then again we check its fitness with fitness function, and we repeat this until we are satisfied with the solution. So that's how the genetic algorithm works. And then we have discussed how to define fitness, that is problem dependent. Then how to perform selection, different selection techniques we have discussed in earlier lectures, that is Rowlett wheel selection kind of techniques. And then we have discussed various crossover techniques. So after selecting good chromosomes or solutions, we perform crossover by using various techniques that we have discussed in the last class. Then we perform mutation, that we are going to discuss today. So that will generate a new solution, and then again we check its fitness. So various crossover techniques we have discussed in last class. Some of them popular techniques like 1 point crossover. Crossover means what? Suppose we have here solution 1, suppose I call it S1, another solution S2, which are selected by using some selection mechanism. So these are good chromosomes, good solutions. So some of the features of S1 we are going to carry out, some of the features of S2 in the new solution, suppose I call it S3. So some means what? So in 1 point crossover we select a point, and up to that point we will keep features of this S1, and from that point onwards we will transfer the features of S2 in this S3, something like that. So therefore we call it single point crossover. Similar to single point, you can have multi-point crossover. So alternate segments you can copy into the child chromosome. Then we have uniform crossover, whole arithmetic recombination, and Davis order crossover. So that's what we have discussed in the last class. And today, now we are going to discuss last step in genetic algorithm, that is mutation. As let us recall what mutation is. Mutation changes some of the bits in your solution to maintain the diversity in the population. Okay, so you can define this mutation as a small random tweak in the chromosome to get a new solution. This word small is important. If you do not change the resultant chromosome, then your generated generations or next generations, they will be similar to after some time your earlier generations. So similarity will be there. To avoid that, mutation is introduced with a small amount. Why it is small? If it is large, that will result in a chromosome, generated chromosome, which will be totally different from parents. So we don't want that. We want features of both the parent chromosomes in the child chromosome. But little bit some difference we are going to introduce, modifications we are going to introduce, that is called as mutation. So that is done at small level. So this mutation is used to maintain diversity in the population, as I told, and it is usually applied with low probability. Remember this. Probability of mutation, we will call that as PM. PM defines probability of mutating that particular bit. So therefore it is applied at low probability because small random tweak is made. If it is not low, as I told you, then your generated solution will be completely different from parent chromosomes. Okay, we don't want that. Therefore that is applied at low probability. If probability is very high, genetic algorithm get reduced to random search. Understand meaning of this? If this probability is high, that means if you are going to mutate more bits in the solution, then that will be a random search. So that will generate a solution which will have nothing to do with the previous solutions. So that will be a random search. So if you talk efficiency of this random search, then you will find out that will be a very inefficient search if your search space is large, because genetic algorithms, as we have seen, they are used when we have huge number of solutions for solving optimization problems. So if random search is applied on those problems, then naturally, obviously, uh, it will not be efficient one. So it is applied with a low probability. It's a part of GA which is related to exploration of the search space. So if you compare this mutation, so that because of this modification, everything you are not inheriting from the parents, little bit change you are making. So that is very similar to exploration of the search space. That means you are going to cover uh, almost a whole search space to find out the better solution. It is observed that mutation is essential to the convergence of GA. So to converge algorithm, that means somewhere algorithm with will should terminate with a solution. So algorithm should terminate. So that is with a solution, that is convergence. So for that purpose, mutation is essential, while crossover is not. So crossover, what crossover does? Let us recall. Crossover inherits bits of parent chromosome. So because of this, you will find out sometimes that may result in some local optimal solution, and for that purpose, to incorporate to make it uh, genetic algorithm more accurate, convergence is necessary. For that purpose, mutation will help you to do that. Okay. Now, how this mutation is performed? There are certain common techniques which are used to perform mutation. So we are going to call them mutation operators, right? Like bit flip mutation, random resetting, swap mutation, scramble mutation, and inversion mutation. So these are some of the techniques which can be used for incorporating mutation after crossover. Sometimes you will find out genetic algorithm designers, they may find a combination of these approaches. Not necessary a single approach has to be used in a given domain situation. You can have combination of these techniques. So that means at one step you suppose use random resetting, at another place you have used another iteration you have used scramble mutation. So that is also possible. So let us see one by one how these techniques work. Start with bit flip mutation. As this is very simple technique, as its name suggests, bit flip mutation selects one or more random bits. Bit flip. Flip means what? You change it. Only two possibilities are there. If it's a binary representation. So flipping means what? If it is 0, then you change it to 1. If it is 1, you change it to 0. That is what meaning of this flip if your representation is binary representation. Therefore, you will find out this bit flip mutation will be used where your representation is binary representation. Uh, Chromosomes or your solution is represented in a string of binary bits in that form. So bit flip mutation can be applied if and only if binary encoding is used. What we do in bit flip mutation, we select one or more random bits and flip them. For example, consider this chromosome. Suppose I call it S1, solution or chromosome S1. Now, how many bits are there? 10 bits are there. 1, 2, 3, up to 10. So if I select this bit randomly, now its value is 1. In bit flip mutation, what we are going to do? We are going to change it. So there are only two possibilities. If it is 1, so we will flip it to 0. So we will change this 1 to 0. So here we have replaced this 1 with 0. So we will make it 0. So resultant solution will be S1 dash. After performing mutation will be 001 as it is. Instead of 1 here we have 0. Okay. And 010 as it is and 010 as it is. So S1 was your original solution chromosome that we have changed after performing mutation to S1 dash by flipping a particular bit. Sometimes you may select more than one bit also. For example, another bit selected is this. So this is 0. So what we are going to do? We are going to change it to 1, flip it. So here also in the resultant chromosome, here instead of 0, it will be 1. Okay. Simple mechanism which is called as bit flip mutation. But as we have seen that this mutation should be applied with low probability. Otherwise everything will change. So there will be no relation of the new solution with previously generated solutions. We don't want that. Next technique is random resetting. As its name suggests, here same mechanism we are going to use, but if your representation is for example integer representation, bit flip will not work. So some modification will have to incorporate in that, and that is random resetting. So we will say that it is the extension of bit flip, similar to your earlier algorithm, but it will be used for integer representation. In earlier case, we have seen that bit flip mutation only we can use for binary representation. So if representation is integer, then bit flip will not work. So therefore, we can use random resetting. So what we do out here, in random resetting, a random value from set of permissible values, a random value from set of permissible values is assigned to a randomly chosen gene. Okay, simple. Since here integer representation is used, there are multiple possibilities. So what we are going to do, a random value is assigned to the randomly chosen gene. For example, suppose our solution is S1. Okay, uh, and here this gene is selected, or this digit is selected, second one. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to change this to the set of permissible values. For example, set of permissible values are, in this example, set of permissible values. These are 0, okay, don't take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so what we are going to do, we have selected this second digit in this S1, and we are going to replace that with a random value from this set of 6 values. Suppose that random value selected is 1. It can be 2, it can be 3, 4, 5, 6, anything. But suppose randomly selected value is 1. So we are going to replace this 2 with 1. So that's what we have done out here. So what we have done, we have replaced this with 1. Okay. Another gene is selected, suppose this one, fourth one. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to replace this value with another randomly chosen value between 1 to 6, which are set of permissible values. Suppose randomly selected value is 6. It can be any other value. Okay. But in this situation, suppose randomly chosen value has come out to 6. So what we are going to do, we are going to replace this 4 with value 6. So what we have done out here, we have replaced this 4 with 6. Remaining digits we have kept as it is. So first was 1, it is 1, 3, 5 and 6. So this is resultant chromosome after performing mutation S1 dash, if I call it. Okay. So this is how, if your representation is integer representation, still bit flip kind of mutation technique can be implemented by using random resetting. So if you talk in terms of your code, what has to be done? Suppose AI, an array index, we know this AI, that means A is the array and I is the index, that ranges from 1 to 6. Okay, set of permissible values, 6 values are there, and here in this chromosome there are 6 digits. So size is 6, therefore that array will range from 1 to 6. Then random mutation, random resetting mutation will select one value from 1 to 6. as we have seen out here, and replace this ai's value with it. So during in program, you are going to implement it in this particular manner. Okay, you are going to define an array. uh, Range of that array will be size of your chromosome. Okay, so randomly one particular location will be selected, and you are going to select, suppose value of I is ranging from 1 to 6. Okay, so a random value from 1 to 6 will be generated, and AI will be replaced with that. Same thing we have done in this example. So this technique is called as random resetting technique. Okay, any difficulty in bit flip mutation, random resetting?
No, sir.
Okay, then we have another technique called as swap mutation. In swap mutation, as its name suggests, we are going to swap, interchange. That means we will select two positions on the chromosome at random and interchange their values. Therefore, the name is given swap. Two positions will be selected at random and values will be interchanged. As you can make out from this, since you are interchanging the values, therefore, if your representation is permutation based representation, you will find out this swap mutation can be used. Okay, listen this carefully, understand this. If your representation is permutation based representation, so what is permutation based representation? In permutation based representation, you will have permutations of the available genes, okay, or values. So no value will be repeated in that case. So we are not going to use out there random resetting. We cannot use that. What will happen if we use random resetting? Anybody? If permutation based representation is used in genetic algorithm for representing a solution, and if I use random resetting, what will happen?
Numbers are repeating.
Correct. You will find out that you are going to select permissible values and randomly you are going to select. So there might be a case that the randomly selected value will be same as that of the other genes in the chromosome. So therefore, that will not work. If permutation based encoding is used, then random resetting cannot be used. Therefore, this type of SAT mutation can be used. So let us apply that on this particular example. Suppose this is solution or chromosome S1. Two randomly selected positions are these two. Okay. So what we are going to do? We are going to interchange their values. So these values are 2 and 6. In swap mutation, we are going to swap these values. So 2 will become 6 and 6 will become 2. So that's what we have done here. Okay. This 2 you are going to transfer out here, and this 6 will come out here. So here we have this 6 and 2 out here. Remaining values as it is. 1, 3, 4, 5 as it is. 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is resultant solution after performing swap mutation. Okay. Uh, Take another example. Suppose I have S2 A B C D E F and G suppose. Okay, this is S2. S2. Now apply swap mutation on this chromosome. Suppose randomly selected positions are these two. So what will be the generated solution? S2 dash will be, these are two randomly selected positions. So you are going to swap. It's a swap mutation. Swap the corresponding values. So this A, you are going to replace that with C and C with A. So resultant solution will be, yes,
C E
C
G
E
B
G
D
B
A F.
D
right, C E G B D as it is. Okay, C will be replaced by A and F as it is.
A.
Okay, so this is generated solution after mutation S2 dash. Okay, so this is how mutation is performed, swap mutation is performed. Next technique is scramble mutation. Again, from name itself you can make out, you are going to scramble the values. In scramble mutation, you are going to scramble the corresponding values, and since you are scrambling the values, there is no question of repetition. Therefore, this also can be used with permutation representation. Okay, so what we do out here, from entire chromosome, a subset of genes is chosen and their values are scrambled. Scrambling means what? Shuffled. So therefore you are not going to repeat the value, therefore it can be used with permutation representation. For example, suppose S1 is the solution chromosome, uh, and values are, its integer representation is used, permutation integer representation 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. So 10 values are there. Suppose we have selected a subset of genes and that subset is this, from 2 to 6. In scramble mutation, you scramble these values, shuffle these values. Okay. Remaining values will remain as it is. So after performing scrambling, that means instead of 2, now here we have replaced 2 with 3. Okay. Then 3 with 6. Okay. 4 as it is. Then instead of 2, 5, and here 6. Sorry, instead of 5, here we have 2. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Here it is 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now it is okay. So instead of 2 we have 3. Instead of 3, 6. 4 as it is. 5, 2 and 6, 5. So after performing this scrambling, in the resultant solution we will have 3, 6, 4, 2, 5. 3, 6, 4, 2, 5. Remaining as it is, 0, 1 as it is, and 7, 8, 9 as it is. And this scrambling you have done randomly. Okay. So not necessary that everybody, after every iteration you will get same result. it may be a little bit different from this also. For example, here you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this also after performing scramble mutation. This will also do. So this is S1 dash. Okay. So what we have to observe here, 0, 1 as it is, 7, 8, 9 as it is, and this part we have scrambled. Any question? This part we have scrambled. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Simple techniques are simple. Only keep in mind that this mutation you will have to perform with low probability. And then another technique, simple technique, that is inversion mutation. Again, from name itself you can make out. In inversion mutation, again subset of genes are chosen like your scramble mutation. But instead of shuffling, we invert the entire string in the subset. Therefore, we call it inversion mutation. Okay. Same as that of previous technique, that is scramble mutation. In scramble mutation, what we have done? A subset of genes is chosen and then shuffled randomly. Here, again, we are going to do same thing, like subset of genes we are going to select, but instead of shuffling, we are going to invert the entire string. For example, suppose S1 is like this. Subset of genes chosen is this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now instead of shuffling it randomly, we will invert it. So we have a sequence 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will invert this sequence. That is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So here we have 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2. Okay. Remaining bits as it is. So this string was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After inversion, that will become 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2. And therefore this S1 dash will be 0, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 7, 8, 9. This is inversion mutation. Okay. Any difficulty now up to this in mutation? So these are the techniques which you can use for performing mutation.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir,
Huh?
रँडम म्युटेशन आणि स्वॅप म्युटेशन मध्ये स्टार्टिंग स्ट्रिंग आपण 1 पासून घेतलेली आहे, तर ती 0 पासून घेतली चालेल का?
Random mutation. Huh?
आणि स्वॅप म्युटेशन आपण स्टार्टिंग स्ट्रिंग 1 पासून घेतलेली,
Right.
तर ती 0 पासून घेतली चालेल का?
हे पहा, चालेल, पण ते कशावर अवलंबून आहे? अल्टिमेटली इट इज डिपेंडंट ऑन द सोल्युशन. हे आपण कसं घेतलंय की हे आपण नाही ठरवलेलं आहे. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द प्रॉब्लेम. ठीक आहे ना. 1 घ्यायचा की 0 घ्यायचा हे कसं ठरणार आहे आता? फॉर एक्झाम्पल आता मी इथं ए घेतला, बरोबर आहे. 1 पण नाही 0 पण नाही. येत आहे का लक्षात? हे कशावरनं ठरवतो आपण? हे क्रोमोझोम कसा ठरतो? प्रॉब्लेम काय, प्रॉब्लेमचं सोल्युशन काय. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, इफ इट्स अ ट्रॅव्हलिंग सेल्समॅन प्रॉब्लेम. ओके. In traveling salesman problem, we have cities. Suppose there are 5 cities. Now these 5 cities, we will name them. City आणि त्याचं आपण इथं रिप्रेझेंटेशन देऊ फॉर अवर पर्पज कोडिंग पर्पज. सिटी समजा जलगाव, so I will call that as 0. Bhusawal 1. Okay, Amravati suppose 2. Nagpur 3 in this way. One more is there. Pune suppose 4. Now while implementing GA representing that as a solution, what will be a solution now for TSP problem? Tour, any tour, na? You have to visit every city exactly once except first and last. So one of the solution can be, I will start with Jalgaon, okay, then go to Bhusawal, then go to Amravati, then go to Nagpur, and then go to Pune suppose. Okay, Jalgaon, Bhusawal, Amravati, Nagpur, Pune. This is one of the solution. You find out the distance traveled to make this trip from Pune again to Jalgaon. ठीक है?
हो सर समजले.
Now instead of this in program, what you are going to do, Jalgaon means 0, Bhusawal means 1, Amravati means 2, Nagpur means 3, and Pune means 4. Your solution will look like this. बरोबर है? Right?
येस सर.
Now instead of that, somebody will say that instead of 0, I will represent Jalgaon as 1, Bhusawal 2, Amravati 3, Nagpur 4, Pune 5. So in that case your solution will look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Right?
येस सर.
But somebody else will say in some other way. For example, Jalgaon means 9, 2, 4, 3 and 8, something like this. So in that case, now this solution will be, it will look like this. Jalgaon means 9, 9, 2, 4, 3 and 8. Same thing can be represented in variety of different ways. Same solution. It will not make any difference. Okay, whether you call it 0 or 1 or 9 for Jalgaon. समज लगा?
हो सर.
याचा अर्थ काय ते प्रॉब्लेम वर अवलंबून आहे. जस्ट फॉर an example, we have taken the random chromosome or random set of digits. है ना?
येस सर.
Instead of that, you can represent city as ABCD also. Jalgaon means J, Bhusawal means B, Amravati means A, Nagpur means N, Pune means P. So in that case, solution will look like J, B, A, N and P. So for computer, all these solutions are same. So 0, 1, that is totally dependent on how you are yours and what is the problem. So don't worry about that. Any example, if suppose I give you that solution is this, you apply swap mutation. So you will have to just swap the corresponding positions. So that's what we are going to do in program also. Any other question? In mutation? So if there is no question in mutation, then finally in genetic algorithm, somewhere algorithm you will have to terminate. You are performing selection, crossover, mutation repeatedly until you are satisfied with the solution. So what is meaning of that? When you will be satisfied? Because every solution is a solution. So somewhere something you should specify in an algorithm that your algorithm will terminate. So that's what we are going to see now, that what will be the terminating condition in genetic algorithm. So this terminating condition will tell you when this genetic algorithm will end. So it is observed that initially GA progresses very fast. So you are going to get newer, better and better solutions in the initial phase of an algorithm. But after some time you will find that algorithm tend to saturate in latter stages where improvements are very small. How you are going to determine improvements? By applying fitness. So you will find out in the initial phase or phase of the algorithm, initial iterations, you will get better solutions, but after some time you will find out very small improvement you are getting in spite of lot of computations you are performing. Okay, so therefore the terminating condition we want in such a way that our solution is close to the optimal at the end of the run. Okay, of course we want optimal solution. Therefore you can have terminating condition one of this. So it's up to you. First possibility is when there has been no improvement in the population for X iterations. For example, if it is traveling salesman problem, the total distance traveled by salesman so far better solution you got is 94 kilometer, if it is a distance. So if you find out that next iteration uh, is giving you near to 94, again 94, no further improvement is possible. Okay, or 94.001, something like this. Okay, this is 94.009, something like this, not 9, 09. So you will find out values are very close. So no further improvement is possible. Therefore, algorithm you can say, you can specify the condition. If value is no further improvement, therefore algorithm will terminate. So you can have such a condition there. Second possibility is when you reach to the absolute number of generations. So number of generations. Suppose you have generated 944 after iterations. You specify number of iterations or 950 iterations. Algorithm will terminate, or 1000 generations. After every new generation will be produced. So you can specify that as a number, that after 1000 generations algorithm will terminate whatever is the solution. Okay, of course newer generation is expected to be better than earlier generation. Third possibility is when the objective function value has reached certain predefined value. This can be another possibility. For example, if you are satisfied with a tool whose value is suppose 95 kilometer, you are satisfied with 95 or less than 95. Okay, you want shortest tour, no? So therefore 95 kilometer will be okay for you. So whenever your algorithm returns the fitness value 95, that time you can specify that algorithm will terminate. So this is the third possibility. Okay, so these are the three possibilities, and you can specify one of that as a terminating condition. First is, if there is no further improvement after certain generations, same solution you are getting again and again, little bit improvement is there, but lot of computational efforts you will have to put in, so terminate. Second possibility, you specify number of generations, that after that many generations, so whatever is the solution, you will be satisfied with that. Third possibility is, if you specify some value, predefined value for example, traveling salesman problem, you specify the distance which is with which you will be satisfied, so that can be the terminating condition. Okay, any question in this? How to terminate algorithm? Am I audible? So any question?
No, sir.
So finally, application areas where genetic algorithms are used or can be used. Of course, they are used for solving all optimization type of problems. So all these problems are of course optimization problems given below. For solving economics problems, neural network means this is ANN, artificial neural networks, where it is used specifically in ANNs for parameter settings. Setting parameters of artificial neural network. Okay. Parallelization, that means parallel algorithms in image processing applications, vehicle routing, all these are optimization problems. Scheduling algorithm, machine learning, robot trajectory generation, parametric design of aircraft, so where you need a optimized solution, DNA analysis, multimodal optimizations, traveling salesman problem or its applications. So ultimately, TSP problem is not a real life problem. There are similar problems in real life, like traveling salesman problem, optimization problems. For such a problems, genetic algorithm can be used. So actual applications you will find out if you search on the net. You can find out various papers, research papers, where genetic algorithm people they have been using successfully. This traveling salesman problem example, you will find out in your books that is discussed how to use genetic algorithm for solving TSP problem. Okay, but there are some limitations of GA. What are these limitations? They are not suitable for all problems, especially problems which are simple, for which derivative information is available. Okay, so if problem is simple, then don't use GA because there are a lot of computational overheads. So it's better you use some other technique. Second problem is fitness value is calculated repeatedly, which might be computationally expensive. For every solution generated, you will have to apply fitness function. Okay, so that sometimes is very computationally expensive. Being stochastic, randomization is there. Okay, there are no guarantee on optimality or quality of the solution. Where there is a why it is stochastic? Anybody can answer this? Why it is said that it is a stochastic? right? Opposite to deterministic. Okay, non-determinism is there. Why? Because of what?
No complete solution.
No, optimization problem means you will not, you cannot say that complete solution. Any solution is a solution. We are interested in optimal solution. But stochastic means non-deterministic, right? So why? Because of what? There is a, its nature is stochastic. That is the question. Where because we know now genetic algorithm. What makes it stochastic in nature? Uh, See, crossover. In crossover, what you do? Some of the bits or digits you take from one chromosome, parent chromosome, and some of from second parent chromosome. Some means randomly you select depending upon the technique. Okay. Out there, there is a stochastic uh, nature, because which bits or which digits you are going to select for swapping, whatever maybe, whatever crossover technique you are using, that is random. Similarly, in mutation also randomization is there. Which bit or which digit, which position you are going to select, that is also done randomly. So therefore it is stochastic in nature, and because of that, not necessary always that will guarantee you to the optimal solution. Okay. And finally, if it is not implemented properly, it may not converge.